Are you ready to start meditating and actually build a consistent practice? If so, stay tuned because I offer practical tips that can get you started right away. Hey everyone, it's Christine. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this video on how to start meditating. I really wanted to offer practical and actionable tips that you can take right now so that you can start building a sustainable meditation practice for your life. So if you're here, more than likely you've already surmised and have determined the benefits of meditating and of the meditation process itself. So I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of that. Regardless of your reasons, meditation provides an excellent foundation from which to base your own spiritual practices and many other areas of your life, as it offers a way to reduce stress, alleviate anxiety, help build and maintain inner peace, and also calms the nervous system. So I suggest and highly recommend that you get a piece of paper and pen out so you can plan along with me and pause as need be, so that by the end of this video, you'll have a plan built just for you and your lifestyle so that you can get started and make this happen. Okay, let's dive into some practical tips on how you can start building your own meditation practice that fits your life. Tip number one, why? Determine your why. This really helps you connect in a meaningful and compelling way so that you don't push meditation aside, especially when you don't feel motivated or you don't feel like it or whatever reason comes up. It allows you to connect deeply. Why do I truly want to motivate? To reduce stress, to reduce anxiety, so I feel that inner peace or calm that I want. Or maybe because it's going to form a strong foundation for honing and nourishing and cultivating my psychic and intuitive gifts. Whatever it is, take a time, maybe pause this, and think about and reflect, why do I want to start meditating? And keep that with you somewhere visible or in the back of your head so that you can always connect to that and revisit that. Because it's really easy, just like when you start an exercise program or any new habit, if you don't have some type of connection or meaningful way of why you're doing what you're doing, it's easy to disconnect. Step two, determine your schedule. I think this is an important element to consider, and so many people tend to skip over perhaps this mundane, logistical, boring aspect when it comes to planning. How the hell are you even going to meditate and fit it into your schedule? So let's break this down. First, determine your current lifestyle in this season of your life right now, not where you'll be a year from now or 6 months, like right now. What's going on? What are your values? What are your priorities? And what are your responsibilities? Connecting or taking a look at your calendar may also be helpful because it'll allow you to see, okay, what availability or slots are open for me to fit in meditating. Then think about frequency. How many times do you want to meditate? Generally, most people meditate once a day, but how many times a week? Every day, once a week, 3 times a week, every other day? Something to take into account, and that's why I mentioned the previous step about determining your lifestyle and connecting to your schedule. Think about where you can fit in meditation, and that'll still allow you space to do what you need to do so you don't feel stressed out doing it, because you don't want to feel like meditation is a chore or a bore. Next, think about the length of time. How long do you want to meditate? If you're a seasoned meditator and you're getting back in, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes works for you. But I'm assuming for most folks connecting, this is your first time or you're just starting out or you have been inconsistent in some way. I highly recommend starting small with meditation. In other words, start with a minute. People laugh, I kid you not. Clients I've worked with, especially since I work with many ambitious folks, they underestimate this, and it's just like working out or even training for an event or doing something that's sustainable and long-term, like a particular degree or some type of project. Think small and work your way up. You can't go wrong because it'll allow you not to become overwhelmed. You'll ease into it and you'll start to find what works for you. If you jump from 0 to 60 minutes of meditation, you may struggle, and that may be why some people struggle, especially too, I want to say, if you emulate other people's meditation practices or what you see in different platforms. It's got to be for you. Next, think about where you would like to meditate. This is an important element and really takes away resistance and stress when thinking about, okay, I got to meditate today. Where am I going to do it? What is going to be the easiest way for you to simply get started? And I really caution you from having to think that you have to have a certain meditation spot, corner, altar, room, or whatever to do this. When you're starting out, I recommend keeping it simple and making it easy, especially if you're busy, which so many people are right now and in this day, in this season and in life in general. Think about what is going to help you actually do it. Maybe waking up. As soon as you wake up, do it in your bed or sit up or have a special chair where you sit there and you just do it. And I feel like gradually that's when you can start adding in the pieces, right? You can start adding in maybe that special meditation poof or pillow or accessories or altar or crystals, whatever you want. But I highly recommend keeping it simple. Next, think about when you would like to meditate, what time. You want to meditate when you wake up? You want to meditate after lunch, in the evening? Whatever you decide and whatever fits your schedule, think about when you do it, because that's when you can slide in and label that slot meditation. Again, I want to remind you, some of these things seem very simple. They're very perhaps mundane, like I mentioned, but they're really important because they help you recognize any types of resistance that may come up, also excuses, and allow you to take that away by figuring out exactly what you need to do to make this happen. That's really the end goal here. Another step too that can help with determining your schedule in this whole process is habit stacking. Think about something you already do that you can connect to meditation. For me, it's after my breath work. I wake up in my bed, I do breath work, and then I meditate. I haven't even left my bed yet or gotten up. For me, that's been helpful because once I leave the bed, and it's happened many times where I didn't meditate, I left the bed and I forgot. So think about how you connect or stack another habit to this. And some of you may be familiar with this if you've read some works. I have 3 sources here. Most people know this from James Clear's book, Atomic Habits. We have BJ Fogg's Tiny Habits, the small changes that change everything, and also S.J. Scott, Habit Stacking, 97 small changes that take 5 minutes or less. So they talk about it more in depth if you want to know and learn more about the psychology behind habit stacking. But in the most simplistic way, find something that you can connect it to that you do already. You brush your teeth, maybe you can do a shower meditation in the shower, right? Or after walking the dogs, you can sit down and do your meditation. Whatever it is, this is another way to help amplify and support this. Finally, and I think the biggest tip, the biggest takeaway in this step is to make this work for you. That's why I always caution people about emulating other people's practices, because you may find that, yeah, it looks beautiful, it looks pretty, it feels ethereal, it looks, peaceful and calming, but for you, it may not be that. So that's why these questions and this preliminary planning and going through your own life is going to really help you bolster this. Step number 3, start small. Whenever I mention this, folks laugh. They seem like this is such a joke or it's incredulous or they don't believe me, but I'm not. Start small. I tend to work with ambitious people, and many times people tend to bite off more than they can chew. And I think it's important when you're starting meditation to realize it's akin to starting a workout. But this is more mental agility. It's mental strength up here. It feels different, obviously, because you're working your mind in a different way, similar to your body. And so you have to build up. And that's why I highly recommend starting small, like micro small, like a minute. If you've never meditated or you're getting back into it after a long time or you're inconsistent, start small. 1 minute to 5 minutes, I would suggest. You may realize during that time, especially if this is new to you, how long a minute feels. Build up when you're ready. You can add more. And it also helps you, it gives you a boost when you accomplish it. It helps you feel like you've already done something when you completed it. 4th step, be consistent. I think this goes without saying, not just with this goal of meditating and building a practice into your life, but with any in your life. If you want to see the results and reap the benefits and the rewards that you set forth, it's important to be consistent, show up for yourself. This connects to your why that I mentioned in step 1, and also to step 2 with determining your schedule. That's why it's important to plan these steps. Because if you don't, it's really easy to disconnect, to not really know, why am I doing what I'm doing? What is this meditation for? Who matters? Why the hell should I matter? If it matters to you, you will make space for it. More importantly, it's something that you will dedicate yourself. And I want to say too, consistency doesn't mean that you have to do it every day. It just means doing it in what you've outlined. So the frequency that you've determined, if it's once a week, that's your consistency. Just keep doing it once a week. If it's every day, then do it every day. The fifth step here is noise. I think this is something that when folks start meditating and start trying to build a consistent practice, everything around them starts becoming more amplified, right? You may be in your chair, laying down, getting ready to meditate, or in the meditation process itself, and all of a sudden you're hearing everything loudly. Your dog's moving, barking, the AC coming on, the fan moving, trucks outside, whatever it is. It's normal. It's okay. When you're tuned into yourself, to breath, to the connection, to presence, right? At the moment, everything seems more amplified, because some of you, this may be a time, perhaps the first time, where you are starting to come into some type of quietness, some type of silence within yourself, even though it's not silence. So I want to say, don't think that you will immediately clear this noise chatter, this mind chatter, even if it's within as well as external. It'll come in time. There will come a time when, as you continue building and meditating, everything that's happening around you, it won't bother you. You'll still be able to meditate. So just know that whatever thoughts come up, allow them to. That's the point. Don't fight them. I remember when I first started meditating, I would think about doing my to-do list and groceries. I'd be like, oh, I forgot chicken or this. And I'm like, okay, I hope I remember that. So sometimes it turned into mantras. I'd be repeating chicken, chicken. And so again, this is a work in progress. As you continue building, you will improve, like with anything in life. I think that's really important to remember. The sixth step, have fun. Don't make this a bore. If you make this boring and like you don't even want to look forward to it, you're not going to do it. It's, again, similar to working out. If you're doing something you hate, you're not likely to stick to it. So with this, there are many types of meditation. And again, this is a bit beyond the scope of this video, but I do want to offer, it's important to explore, have fun, try out different meditations during this time. You have transcendental meditation, you have zazen or zen, sitting meditation, you have walking meditations, you have mindfulness practices that connect to the mind, body, soul, or spirit. So that's more embodiment, perhaps psychosomatic as well. We have mantras where you chant a certain mantra, like I did with chicken. You have guided and non-guided meditations. Guided are the ones, there's a lot of them on YouTube, where you will get someone for 5 to 10 minutes facilitating some type of meditation for you, where you hear them speaking. Voice also matters. And with the non-guided ones, you may simply hear music or nature sounds or any type of ambient sound that helps you, but there's no voice. So again, there's so many different types. I encourage you to explore as you continue working your way and building up in your practice. Second part of this is also, I encourage you to explore different sounds. Some folks prefer silence, and that's okay. Then you don't have to worry about the sounds. Other people like some type of sound to accompany their practice. So you can explore different vibrations, or different frequencies, like binaural beats. And there's a lot on YouTube. You can explore different notes, musical instruments, especially if they're just solo, singular. You can explore different classical pieces that feel good, and also nature sounds. And by that, I mean nature sounds that are already recorded, maybe like birds chirping or whales singing, for example, or just the natural sounds around you, like your fan going, etc. Exploring this is going to allow you to see what feels good to you, what fits well with you, what resonates with you, because again, there's not a one type fits all, and that's important to note. My final step here is to start. Just start. And I want to offer this action tip after this video ends in a way that you can start. Set a timer for 1 minute and close your eyes, and you can sit or lay down wherever you feel comfortable and simply breathe in and out. And that could serve as a mantra in itself, in and out. Just be in and out. And do that until the timer goes off. And you will have completed your first meditation. And for me, a lot of the times, meditation and breath work, they're distinct, but it's also to the focus of the breath and being aware of the now. And my breath, I tend to focus and follow in my meditation practice because it's easy to allow your breath to become shallow instead of deep breathing. So that's just something to consider if you want to start now. This is the best way I offer, is just start. There's nothing fancy you need. You don't need candles. You don't need a special poof. You don't need a special corner if you don't want. Sometimes having a little bit of privacy and quiet in the beginning helps a lot. So maybe a closet, a bathroom, or dedicated time when you know you won't be disturbed will be helpful. I hope this video has offered some practical ways that you can start building and implementing a meditation practice that works for you and that works for where you are at in this season of your life. That's the most important thing, is making it work for you. Comment down below if you'd like to see any more videos on this topic, what specific themes come up, if there's anything that you've been dealing with that could be helpful. Otherwise, I am wishing you a wonderful start to your meditation practice. Feel free to return here and comment and update me with how you're doing. I'd love to know. Otherwise, thank you for being here. I truly appreciate you. I will see you soon.